Hello everyone, Specter here and welcome to Star Citizen. And today we're going to take a look at the Anvil Aerospace showroom. So this is day 5 of the 2952 IAE. So before I talk more about it, let's get to it first. I will start from the right side to the left side and then go to the showroom at the side of it. Yeah. So let's get to it first. And the first beginning in here will be the C8 Pisces. It's a very tiny expedition type of spacecraft. It's a kind of starter ship as well, I believe. It's very agile and you can contain like 4 SC of cargo in here and 2 passengers except for yourself, so you can carry people as well as like some cargo with you. Everything would be very tiny, small armaments, small shields, but one thing is capital size I would consider, which is the headlight, because the headlight is extremely shiny to the point that you can see far away in the dark compared to the other ships. So yeah, it's really expedition ship, so that's why they may consider like they would try to get a bigger headlight on this ship, probably. Right. So over here is a Hawk. It's a light fighter, and also you got some EMP on board. Everything will be size 1, no missiles at all. It's a very good ship for bounty hunting, especially when the time you have a cell in here, so you can hold people inside. But for some reason, that person, you can hold one person inside. That's what I try to say. That person can still be able to open this hatch from the inside. So I'm not so sure how you trap people inside and taking them to maybe hand in to the authorities. I don't know. But anyway, it's something that CIG need to deal with later. But what I would say is that this ship is quite useful, although everything would be very easy for you to overheat it if you fire too for a long period of time. And also without missiles, it means that this thing need to use its size and also its speed and how agile it is to avoid being attacked by your opponents, and also to destroy your enemy with a very close range. Now over here is a Hurricane. It's a heavy fighter, 2-seater. You need a pilot and you need a gunner right at the back of it to control those main armament. That turret with 4 size 3 laser repeaters, and you can change it into 2 size 4 fixed weapon rays over here as well. For the pilot, you got some missiles, and it's very hard to kill, I will consider this ship, especially when you need to face them in bounty hunting mission. Alright, so let's move on. Now in the middle is kind of blocking the way. This one is a Carrack. Yeah, Carrack is an expedition ship, and you got a med bay inside of it. It's a real expedition ship, and it's a kind of large expedition ship that you can fly right now. I mean, yeah, 600i is an Explorer, is an expedition ship as well, but I think this one will be better, unless if CIG decided to redesign the 600i, which will contain a med bay as well. Then it will make that ship as a real expedition ship as well. But for now, I think that this is the only true expedition ship that is flyable. And it's expensive as well. It's more than $600, I believe, or around $600. I forgot already, and I don't even bother to check about the price because it's very expensive to buy it with real cash. and many things inside of the ship is not functional right now, especially for these cargo bay. Maybe in the future they will change a lot of things of the ship as well. Even like functional wise, is still may keep the most of part of it, but maybe the cargo bay they need to rework about it. Now at the front you have seen these three things. This year they kind of designed a new ship for the Pisces. It's a Pisces variant, or I mean kind of like Pisces like design based on Pisces, I would say. This is a medical ship. Size 1, I mean not size 1, sorry. It's a like small medical ship with a built-in med bay in here, and you have some surgery panels in here for like healing people in here. Or if you press the wrong button, of course, it will call killing people instead of healing people. And you have a seat in here, they keep it. And also you will spend some cargo capacity in here in order to replace it with like these kind of benches. And oh, you have buttons and you can access to the medical supplies over here as well. So that's why I always say new ships is always be better, but I don't know, CIG always like lack of motivation to improve the older ships. So same as the Pisces, you've got a pilot seat over here. The other things like computers and stuff will be around here, scanners as well, which is very nice. Now let's get outside. So technically for the Carrack, it's supposed to carry a Pisces expedition, which is over there. I just introduced it to you guys. But you can also to try to get this thing on board as well, on inside of a hangar, so that you can perform some medical rescue missions with a Carrack. Oh, someone just tried to get inside of it. Yeah, definitely the Carrack need to rework a little bit, especially for that elevator, and like the mount of entrance must be improved, because the ramp is the only way for you to get inside of the Carrack, which is not very nice, I would say. Oh, finally, the frame rate came back. Okay, so this is the Arrow, Anvil Arrow, light fighters. It's very agile as well. You can compete it with like the Gladiator, I believe. Some people say that this thing is better. Some people say that Gladiator is better. I don't know. No matter which one, I don't think it shows any differences. It's just like asking me to define like which lobster tastes better. I don't know. They taste the same, kind of. So, anyway, here, this one is a Gladiator fighter bomber, torpedo bomber. You have like some torpedoes inside of here. You can see 4 torpedoes, size 5 torpedoes, and you got a lot of different kind of torpedoes as well, and like missiles as well, which is very, very destructive if you talk about like dealing with like heavy craft. But unfortunately, your firepower, like if you're using like talk about guns, you have a weaker armament. The pilot had only like 2 size 3 weapons, or size 4, I forgot about it. And you have a co-pilot or turret gunner, which is at the back of the pilot seat. You can access to the gunner seat over there, which makes it you got 4 weapons to use for a ship, but it won't be enough. So those guns are for you to defend yourself, your ship, instead of like really use it for fighting. Mainly, it just like long range support would be the way you define the ship. And in here is a turtle. I would say this ship, unless the armor and the scanner is usable, if not, this ship has no like really attractive feature for me to fly it. sorry, I just slipped myself underneath it. So this is the only entrance you can get inside the ship, and this one is just like interrogate seat for you to use a scanner. And up there is a pilot seat, and you have you may not see it, but you have a bed in here. And yeah, I made a video about it, so you will see the interior of it instead of like right here, because the power is not on right now. So the scanner is not on, it's not playable right now, and the armor, they didn't really do anything to it yet. So this ship shows no differences between the other like transportation ships, and you have a very weak armament as well. Only like 2 size 1. These are repeaters, I believe, with a turret on it. So yeah, it's quite weak if you talk about like bounty missions and stuff. Alright, I believe that I talk about this already. So let's go to the hall right next to it. To be honest, the frame rate looks a little better, but yeah. Alright, here comes the Spartan. Lightning, oh, I see. And also the Valkyrie over there. So this thing is not buyable, the lightning. The only way you can get it normally in the verse would be killing NPCs. I mean, the authorities as well. So which will give you a crime stat. And let me see how to get inside of the ship. Oh, there you go. So this ship, you got tons of weaponries on board. So which makes this thing is extremely powerful. Right now, of course, well, I would say that if you can't get it, of course, everything looks better, right? But until you get it and CIG kind of nerf it, then technically, yes, you know what will happen to it, just like the Ion. So, I'm not so sure whether you can rent this thing or not. Let me see. Oh, wow. This is, I think, something need to be redesigned a little bit. You can't expect your pilot just keep on bumping on its wing, right? And I don't think you can rent this ship. That's sad, but well, it's a very good looking ship as well. So I hope that like Squadron 42, or maybe you talk about like in the future you can buy this thing like in the verse. That would be much more better. So the Valkyrie. Valkyrie is a dropship, and it's quite expensive for a dropship, I would say. You need a lot of people in order to like to let it to have like full firepower to against your opponents. You got a lot of remote turrets as well, but the only way for you to get in and get out of the ship would be at the back of the ramp. The reason why I would say expensive because currently dropships are not very useful right now, and you have a better you have a better ship to spend your money on if you really want to get a dropship, which is a Cutlass Steel. It's cheaper. And let's see. I think that one of my oh yeah, there you go. Alright, I know why. So one of my like viewers said that I can enter the ship through here because of the stairs, which is true. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry about my false information then. Yes, you can still get inside of the ship through here, although it's not very efficient, I would say, but still it's a way for you to get inside the ship. So, if you are using this ship for rock mining, then it will be a very terrible choice because it's not very good for you to use it. You can use it because you got a ramp and you can stuck your rock inside, but the Cutlass Black can do the job, so you don't need it to do it because this thing is like 4 million in the game cost you. And Spartan, I believe that I got a few Spartans before, but very unfortunate, I used them for CCE. So yeah, I kind of missed them, and I purchased it in game already. So later I may talk about it after the IAE. So this thing is a kind of armor carrier for the troop transport, and yeah, it looks cool, and I hope this stairs is kind of useful. Is it? No, okay, fine. So you got 2 ramps in here, a bunch of seats at the back, and you got like a pilot seat, so-called, a driver seat over there. Not so sure how you get into the turret though. So maybe I will find it out like when I was like after the IAE, when I try to introduce this ship, I will try to find the buttons to get my hands, to introduce it. So yeah. So let's get to another side of the room, the showroom. Alright, so over here is a bunch of Hornets. There are a few Hornet variants, you can't see it in the verse right now, because they are supposed to be in the Squadron 42, I believe. So this one is a Ghost, which you can still buy it in the game. Yeah, it's a stealth variant of the Hornet, and okay, so basically, if you want to change the weaponries, like add more weapons and stuff, change the like a quantum drive and also like shield generators and stuff, I would suggest you to change the power plants as well, because you will not have enough power to like power all the weaponries and stuff. So yeah, this is one thing you need to consider if you are trying to mount your ship to the teeth. What a delay. So generally speaking, the whole feeling is just like this. For these patches, it doesn't seem like they change a little bit about the screen. So in 3.14 I made a video about it, and the screen itself is still like kind of odd. But the action of entering the ship, they improved it, so they changed it, which is very good. And this thing is the F7A Hornet, which is a military variant of it. What we can see or purchase in the game right now would be the civilian type, so the armament itself would be much more weaker compared to the military type. So we can mount like size 3 weaponries max for the weapons, but for the military variant, I believe you can mount like size 4 weaponries on board. So like these Gatling guns, they are size 4 weapons. And of course, it will be much more powerful, and a lot of things would be much more better compared to the civilian type. And as I expected, you can't purchase it or rent this one. See, you have two size 4 weapons at the wings and like size 3s, like at the top, which you can only mount, I believe, like size 2 weapons on the top of the turret. If you talk about the top turret, and the nose, I believe you can mount size 1 for the civilian, but now you can see it's size 2 weapons for the nose weaponry, so it's much more better. And for missiles, I have no idea how many of it. And the animation itself is much more better. You can see those air coming out, it means that the air pressure stuff, although it's not space right now. So it's a 7A Hornet. And this, I believe, is just a normal Hornet. is a Super Hornet, sorry. And this one is a Hornet, is it? Yeah. So the Super Hornet and the Hornet itself shows a little differences. Okay, so the Hornet itself is 1-seater, but the Super Hornet is 2-seaters, and that like turret can be remote turret for the co-pilot to use. I made a video about them already, so yeah, feel free to check it out. And this thing, I don't know what is that. Oh, it's a tracker, I believe. Yeah, the one who mount a radar on board, which is not very useful right now because radar in here, scanners in here, is not going to be like functional right now. So this thing, just good looking. You should have like a turtle thing on top of it, which I believe that I told you guys that it looks like very odd looking because the radar itself is gone. Let me take a look at it first. Does it change? No, it changed nothing. So that's what I meant when 3.14, the time that I introduced this ship. So this is so ugly because the roundish thing is gone. And I hate that. Now, at the front in here, I believe that it is another type of the red one. I don't know what happened to that Hornet. This one is like a wildfire, that's why it's a red one. You have a sizable weapons on top of it, which you can still make it without using a turret, but yeah, just like a normal Hornet, but with a different like a skin, maybe, and armament at the beginning, probably. Let me have a look. I don't have this ship, and it's not purchasable in game as well, although yeah, as you can see, it's not going to be rentable as well. So well, very unfortunate. Unlike the glaive, at least the glaive itself, like yesterday I purchased it. I mean, not purchased, I rented. I still have no choice, no chance to play with it. Yeah, because I'm making this video right after I get inside of the game, so that's great. So a house full of Hornets. Alright, so here comes a Centurion. So Centurion is now in the game is not purchasable, but you can still buy it with real cash. So it's like a Spartan and also the Ballista, which because they based on the same chassis, like chassis, is it? Chassis, chassis. I don't know how to pronounce it. Like a chassis, maybe. All right. So yeah. So this is a anti-aircraft gun variant. So the Ballista is a missile variant. This Centurion is a like anti-aircraft gun. So you have size 4 laser repeaters, just like imagine you are carrying a firepower of like a Connie, like constellations, and also you have some laser repeaters on top of it. Rent. Oh, can I rent it? Okay. Maybe I rent it to play around it. Alright, so for this thing, to be honest, right now it's not as useful as the other ships because there's not so many like ground defense missions for you to use this ship against aircraft. And also, for some reasons, I can't really get inside of this ship, probably because of that renting thing. Oh, there it comes! Ah! Okay, good. Now I can get inside, and I expect it to be, looks like a, yes, so this one is a remote turret, the gunner. You can just enter the turret from here. Not so sure how you press it, but oh, there you go. So something looks like this. And you have a gunner. I mean, not really a gunner, but you will have like a pilot seat in here, or a driver seat. Not so sure how you got a remote turret as well, so from the pilot seat. But I don't think that it's a size 3, I think. And I don't think you can control your turret while you are like controlling your vehicle. So yeah, when it's stationary, then you can control those weapons. But if not, then those guns are useless. Now, let's get to the other side. I believe that is a Ballista, which is a yes. So, Ballista is a missile variant. You have like a torpedo-sized missiles on top, and also some smaller missiles at the bottom here. And not so sure how you press it. Maybe it's a very old-style ones as well. So you need to really like pressing the door instead of pressing the button at the side of it, maybe. Oh no, maybe just wrong. So yeah, because I haven't really played with this ship or this vehicle before, I will make some videos about these like vehicles later after the IAE. So gunner seat for so same as so you have like different kind of missiles. Oh, size 7 as well, I think. Oh, that's terrified. So it means that like not size 5 missiles, but instead size 7s. Oh, that's terrifying. And I believe that a long time ago in 316, when like there's like so-called like what is that, jump town? Yeah, someone used this thing to keep on hitting targets, but the others cannot find it because the detection rate on the radars would be very, very small. So if you need to fly very close to it in order to detect it. So that's why it's a stealth killer at that time. But now I believe that they nerfed it. So yeah. So let's go to the display room. Okay, so this one is a Legionnaire. Legionnaire is a kind of assault ship for docking, like forced to dock to the target ships. So if you're a pirate, then technically this ship is kind of useful. But for me, I would say it's kind of tricky, because if you have ever like play with any kind of ship with docking functions like a hammerhead and also the 890 jump, you may find that it's quite hard for you to really docking to the stations itself, because you really need to adjust your places a little bit better, precise, in order to achieve such a goal. But for ship-to-ship docking, I don't know how does it work, but if that's the same case, I would say it's very bad. Especially this thing would be like under fire at that time, even if you have like very thick armor in later on development. But still, it's not a good thing for you to keep on like being hit while you try your very best to adjust your angle to stuck yourself to the airlock of your target. So yeah, I don't know how does it work. For me, there's a better use for it. I mean, better design of it. But it will require CIG to make a lot of work, which they would not to do that. Which is, well, if you have watched the series of like Star Wars, the Clone Wars, you know that the CIS got kind of boarding parties, like boarding ship with some claws I don't know, like is that a boarding ship? I don't know. Just simply punch through the hull of the target ship and then just squeeze those shock troops out of the hull, out of the I mean inside of the dropship. So you can, I mean CIG can do that technically, but of course it requires a lot of work, which they will not consider to do so. So they would try to say that okay, so just docking then. Yeah, but for this kind of subship, I would say that why don't you just punch through a hole of your target so that you can like enter the hostile ships as quickly as possible to like take over it. That would be better. But later on, maybe I will make a video about like this kind of concept ship. So yeah. So this one is an Anvil Liberator, I believe, is it? Yeah, it's a very small, you can say it's a mini size of a carrier, is it? A transporter, yes. So don't look at the size is small right now, but in reality it's much more bigger than you think. You can hold like small fighters, 2 small fighters, and also you got a lot of bunch of like cargo inside of it as well. You can. Sorry about that. And yeah, so if you are in an organization and you don't have enough credits to or budget to purchase a like official carrier, then this one may be your choice, especially if you don't really need to transport a lot of things with you, with your organization. Then this thing is kind of useful and is more efficient, and it looks like a kind of lander, but I don't know how to describe it. Like you're assault the beach and you got some kind of transport, right? And that thing with a very loud van at the back. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, so last stop. This one is a repair ship, and this thing, of course, is a repair, and the size itself will be very large. You can repair a lot of like smaller craft, like fighters and other stuff. But of course, you can like fix medium-sized ships as well. I think it's a heavy repair, yeah. So if it's necessary, you can close the cabin on top of those part, so that you can like transport those tiny craft through maybe the jump point itself. Yeah. So for Anvil, as a like true military manufacturer, I would say many things based on war, I would say, which is, I mean, it's a different style, and it's quite easy to predict. If you have some new ships, probably it would be like related to military, and like yeah, you won't really see, and I don't think it will be any kind of luxury things on board, and also like maybe you may not be able to see any kind of mining ships out of it as well, because well, it's really military type, right? I'm not so sure they will make a like mining ship out of it. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, yeah, that's only my thought. Feel free to leave a comment down below to share your thought about like Anvil, what they will try to make. Alright, so that is it for today's video about Anvil like Aerospace, this showroom. I hope you enjoy, and yeah, and I shall see you guys next time then. Bye bye.